In this lecture, I am going to explain Bigame method to solve a LPP having infeasible solution. Okay, right. Consider this problem. Use Bigame method to solve the following LPP. Objective function is maximization. First constraint greater than or equal. Second constraint less than or equal. Third constraint greater than or equal. And both the decision variables are greater than or equal 0. Okay, right. So Bigame method is also a part of simplex method. First step, convert the LPP into standard form. So observe the LPP. Objective function should be maximization, so it is in the maximization form. And right side values should be non-negative, so here all right side values are positive. And the decision variables should be greater than or equal 0. So both the decision variables are greater than or equal 0, right? Next, convert the inequalities to equalities. So here first and third constraints are greater than or equal type. So we have to subtract surplus variable. And second constraint is less than or equal type. We add slack variable. Since less than means left hand side is lesser compared with right hand side. So to overcome that slackness, we add slack variable. Greater than means right hand side is more than, sorry, left hand side is more than right hand side. So to overcome that, we subtract some positive quantity on the left hand side. So if the constraint is greater than or equal type, we subtract surplus variable. If the constraint is less than or equal type, we add slack variable. Okay, right. First add slack variable S1 in second constraint and subtract surplus variables S2, S3 in first and third constraints. Okay. So first constraint, subtract surplus variable S2. So 2x1 plus 3x2 minus S2 equal 1200. Here second constraint less than or equal, add slack variable S1. So x1 plus x2 plus s1 equal 400. And again third constraint, subtract surplus variable S3. So 4x1 plus 3x2 minus S3 equal 1800. Okay, right. Now write in matrix form. Ax equal to B. The coefficient matrix A is first column, that is x1 coefficients 2, 1, 4. Second column x2 coefficients 3, 1, 3. Third column s1 coefficients 0, 1, 0. Fourth column s2 coefficients minus 1, 0, 0. S3 coefficients 0, 0, minus 1. This is coefficient matrix. And variable column x is capital X is x1, x2, s1, s2, s3. And right side vector small b is 1200, 400, 1800. So this is in the matrix form. Next step, examine whether the coefficient matrix contain unit matrix or not. So observe the coefficient matrix. So here we have 0, 1, 0. This is minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1. So these are not columns of unit matrix. So we have only one column of the unit matrix, 0, 1, 0. So to get unit matrix, we require another two columns, 1, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 1. So we obtain these two columns by adding artificial variables in first and third constraints. Okay. So clearly the coefficient matrix does not contain unit matrix I3. So add artificial variables xa1, xa2 in first and third constraint. Okay, add xa1 in first constraint, second constraint as it is, add xa2 in third constraint. Now the coefficient matrix become 2, 1, 4 first column, second column 3, 1, 3, 0, 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, minus 1. Now xa1 column 1, 0, 0, xa2 column 0, 0, 1. This is the coefficient matrix. Now this matrix contains unit matrix 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now we can find the initial basic feasible solution. How do you find the initial basic feasible solution? We choose the variables corresponding to this unit matrix as basic variables. Okay. So observe the unit matrix 1, 0, 0. This is corresponding to xa1. 0, 1, 0. This is corresponding to s1. 0, 0, 1. This is corresponding to xa2. So the order of the basic variables is xa1, s1, and xa2. Okay, so choose the variables xa1, s1, xa2. corresponding to unit matrix as basic variables. Now initial basic feasible solution is xb equal b inverse b as usual, that is small b, and column corresponding to each variable capital Xj equal b inverse aj, that is aj, and scalar delta j equal cbxj minus cj. Right. So here artificial variables are involved. We have to use big A method, or another method. There is another method, two-phase method. So here we use big A method. Okay. What is big A method? In big A method, we assign a cost minus m, which is very large compared with other prices, to each artificial variable. So assign a cost minus m, a large negative price, to each artificial variable. This is very large compared with other prices, that is other coefficients in the objective function. Okay, right. Now table 1, take the structure of the table as usual. First column basic variables, second column cost of basic variables CB, here solution XB, here column vectors X1, X2, S1, S2, S3, and artificial variables XA1, XA2. So here we take minimum ratio test. Here we calculate delta J values. Right. Here we take coefficients of the objective function. Okay. So what is objective function? Max Z equal 200x1 plus 300x2. Okay. So x1 cost is 200. So this is 200. x2 coefficient is 300. Cost for x2 is 300. S1, S2, S3 are slack and surplus variables. Their prices zeros. And XA1, XA2 are artificial variables. By big A method, their cost is minus m. Okay, right. Now what are basic variables? Basic variables are XA1, S1, X8. So these are basic variables. We have to take these basic variables in the unit matrix order. That is the variable corresponding to 1, 0, 0 in first place, the variable corresponding to 0, 1, 0 in the second place, the variable corresponding to 0, 0, 1 in third place. Okay, right. What are CB? Cost of these basic variables. XA1 cost minus m, S1 slack variable cost 0, XA2 artificial variable cost minus m. Next XB solution is small b. Small b is this one, 1200, 400, 1800. Okay. And x1 first column 214, 214. Second column 313, 313. Third column 010. That is S1 column 010. S2 column minus 100, minus 100. S3 column 00 minus 1, 00 minus 1. Next XA1 column 100, 100. XA2 column 001, 001. Okay. So this is tabular formulation. Now find scalars, that is delta J values. Okay, right. For first variable x1, delta 1. Delta 1 is CB into x1 minus C1, this value. So minus 2m plus 0 into 1, 0, minus m into 4, minus 4m, that is minus 6m minus 200. So delta 1 equal this row minus m, 0, minus m, and column 214 minus 200. So minus 2m plus 0 minus 4m, minus 6m minus 200. Similarly, delta 2 minus 3m plus 0 into 1, 0, minus 3m, minus 6m minus 300. For S1, basic variable delta J 0. For S2, same, this column into this column. So minus m into minus 1 plus m, 0 into 0, minus m into 0, minus 0. So m. S3, same, this column into this column. So minus m into 0 plus 0 into 0 plus minus m into minus 1, minus 0. So plus m. XA1, XA2 are basic variables, their delta J value 0. Okay, so this is first table. Now verify the optimality condition, whether the present solution is an optimal solution or not. So what is optimality condition? Right, here calculate objective function value, that is CB into XB. minus 1200 m plus 0 minus 1800 m, that is 3000 m, minus 3000 m. Right, now optimality condition. So here observe these two values. Here m is very large compared with other coefficient. If m coefficient is negative, it is negative value irrespective of this one, this part. Irrespective of this value, if m coefficient is minus, it is negative. If m coefficient is positive, irrespective of this value, that is positive value. Okay. So here we keep in mind the coefficient of m only. If the coefficient of m is negative, it is negative term. If the coefficient of m is positive, it is positive term. So here we have minus 6m, minus 6m. These two are negative terms. M. These two are positive terms. Okay. So all deltas are not greater than or equal to 0. So present solution is not an optimal solution. Okay, right. Now we have to improve the solution. How do we improve the solution? We have to find new basic feasible solution by replacing one of the basic variables by a non-basic variable. For that, first we find entering basic variable. How do we find entering basic variable? We consider the minimum of negative delta j values. That is, delta k equal minimum of delta j such that delta j less than 0. That is minimum of minus 6m minus 200 minus 6m minus 300. Since these two are same, see here we have minus 200 minus 300. So minimum is minus 6m minus 300. That is delta 2. That is corresponding to the second variable. Okay, so this is minimum value. The corresponding variable x2 is entering basic variable. So x2 is entering basic variable. Circle it. So this is pivot column. Okay, right. Now verify the unbounded solution condition. Is there any indication for unbounded solution? Okay, for that observe the entries in the pivot column. Observe the entries in the pivot column. So 3, 1, 3. So all the entries in the pivot column are positive, that is, are not less than or equal to 0. So the problem has no unbounded solution. Right. So we can find the leaving basic variable. If the problem has no unbounded solution, then only we can find the leaving basic variable. Okay. How do you find? We use minimum ratio test. Take the positive entry in the pivot column. For that positive entry, take the ratio corresponding with solution. So this is positive entry. Take 1200 by 3. That is 400. This is positive entry. Take the ratio corresponding with solution 400 by 1. 400 by 1. Next, this is positive 800 by 3. So this is 400, 400, 600. So here we have tie for minimum ratio. Okay, this is 400, this is 400, this is 600. So minimum is these two. We have tie for minimum. So in this case, we can take any one, either this one or this one. But observe the corresponding basic variable. For this ratio, the basic variable is artificial variable. For this ratio, the basic variable is slack variable. Okay, right. We have to take care while handling artificial variables. In this situation, we can eliminate either xa1 or s1 from the basic solution, since the minimum ratio is same for these two variables. But our purpose is to eliminate the artificial variables from the solution. Okay, so it is better to take xa1 as leaving basic variable. Okay, so I take this as leaving basic variable. Write in mathematical notation xbr by xr2, since entering basic variable suffix 2, so xr2 equal minimum of xbi by xi2 such that xi2 greater than 0. So minimum of these three ratios, this is minimum ratio. So corresponding variable is xa1. xa1 is leaving basic variable. Okay, so circle this. This is pivot row. So in the next solution, this basic variable xa1 is replaced by this non-basic variable x2, and other two remain same. Right. Before going to next table, observe Here XA1 is living basic variable, it is artificial variable. Once artificial variable is eliminated from the solution, we cannot consider further. Since our purpose served here, so in the next table, we will remove the column corresponding to XA1. Okay. So here remove the column corresponding to the artificial variable XA1. So it is eliminated. So this is the structure of the table as usual places. Consider the previous table, table 1, right? First fill the basic variables. XA1 is replaced by X2. So first place X2. Remaining two places as it is S1, XA2. Cost, X2 cost 300. S1 slack variable 0. XA2 cost minus M. Okay, right. Now to find the new solution, what is the first step? Divide pivot row by pivot element. So observe the previous table. Pivot row is first row. Pivot element is 3. That is intersection of pivot column and pivot row. Divide first row by 3. So 1200 by 3, 400. 2 by 3, 3 by 3, 1, 0 by 3, 0. Minus 1 by 3, 0 by 3, 0. XA1 remove that column. XA2 0, 0 by 3, 0. Okay, this is first row. Next, second step is fill the basic variable columns with unit matrix. X2 in first place, X2 column. First place 1, remaining zeros. S1 second place, S1 column. Second place 1, remaining zeros. So for basic variables, delta J value is always 0. X2 third place, X2 column. Third place 1, remaining zeros. Okay. So more than half of the table is completed. Okay, right. How do you calculate the remaining values? So to calculate this value, present value is 400 minus pivot column element 1 by pivot element 3 into pivot row element 1200. See here 400 minus 1 by 3 into 1200. Okay, so 3/4, 400 minus 400, 0. Okay, right. So for this row calculation, this minus 1 by 3 fixed. Just replace this value and this value. Next for x1, replace 1, 2. 1 minus 1 by 3 into 2. 3 minus 2, 1 by 3. For s2, replace 0 minus 1. 0 minus 1 by 3 into minus 1. So minus minus plus 1 by 3. For s3, replace 0, 0. 0 minus 1 by 3 into 0, 0. Similarly for third column, for third row, 1800, present value 1800 minus pivot column element 3 by pivot element 3 into for this pivot row element 1200. So 3 gets cancelled here, 1. For this whole row, this is same, 1800 minus 1200, 600. Okay. Next, just replace 4 and 2, 4 minus 1 into 2, 4 minus 2, 2. For s2, replace 0 and minus 1, 0 minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1. For s3, replace minus 1, 0, minus 1 minus 1 into 0, that is minus 2. Okay. So this is the new table. Find objective function value. Find delta J values. First delta 1. This is this into this. So here we have minus m term. So you can consider only m term by neglecting other terms. So delta 1 is minus 2m. Yes, minus 2m. Since here we have no m term, by compare with m, all these are negligible. So we can consider only m term in the delta J evaluation. This is minus 2m. Next, this is minus m into 1, minus m, minus 1 into minus m, plus m. Okay. So these are delta J values. An objective function value corresponding to here. Calculate this minus 600m into plus 12,000. Okay. Right. Now verify the optimality condition. So here observe the delta J values. Here m coefficient is minus 2. Here m coefficient is minus 1. Okay. So all delta J not greater than or equal to 0. So present solution is not optimal solution. So we can improve the solution. First find the leaving basic variable. consider the minimum of negative values of delta J's, that is minus 2m minus m. Minimum is minus 2m. This is corresponding to x1 variable. So x1 is entering basic variable. Circle it. Okay, right. Now observe the unbounded solution condition. Here all entries in the pivot column are not less than or equal 0. So problem has no unbounded solution. Now take the minimum ratios. So this is positive entry. Consider the ratio with the solution 400 by 2 by 3. This is 1200 by 2, 600. This is positive value. Consider the ratio with solution 0 by 1 by 3, 0. This is positive value 600 by 2, 300. So minimum of these three values, that is 0. This is minimum. And corresponding variable S1. S1 is living basic variable. Okay, right. Observe here the solution. This is the solution. So one of the basic variables is 0. So this is degenerate solution. Okay. How the degenerate solution exists? Observe here. In the previous table, the minimum ratio test is not unique. There is a tie for minimum value in the minimum ratio test. Okay. In that case, the next solution is degenerate solution. Okay. So you keep in mind this. Okay, right. So in the next solution, So this is minimum ratio. The corresponding variable is S1 is leaving basic variable. So circle this row. In the next solution, this S1 is replaced by X1. Other two variables remain same. Okay, this is objective function value. Next, table 3. Take the same structure and table 2. Take the table 2. So S1 is replaced by X1. And other two same, X2, XA2, cost, X2 cost 300, X1 cost 200, XA2 cost minus M, right. To fill the table, first step, divide pivot row by pivot element. Here pivot row is second row, pivot element is 1 by 3, divide second row by 1 by 3, 0 by 1 by 3, 0, 1 by 3 by 1 by 3, 1, 0 by 1 by 3, 0, 1 by 1 by 3, 3, 1 by 3 by 1 by 3, 1, 0 by 1 by 3, 0, 0 by 1 by 3, 0. So this is second. Next step, fill the basic variable columns with unit matrix. X2 first place, X2 column first place 1, remaining 0, delta J value 0. X1 second place, X1 column second place 1, remaining 0, delta J value 0. XA2 third place, XA2 column third place 1, remaining 0, delta J value 0. Okay, right. Now for the remaining entries, for first row calculation, present value 400, minus pivot column element 2 by 3 by pivot element 1 by 3 into pivot row element 0. Okay, simplify this. Here 3 gets cancelled. 2 by 1. 400 minus 2 by 1 is 2 into 0. That is 400. So here observe, for this row calculation, this minus 2 fixed. Just replace 400 and 0. Okay, so this is 400. Okay, next. S1 value. S1. Just replace 0 and 1. 0 minus 2 into 1. Minus 2. For S2. Replace minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 3, minus 2 into 1 by 3. So this is minus 2 by 3. So minus 1 by 3, minus 2 by 3. Minus 3 by 3, minus 1. For S3, replace 0, 0. 0 minus 2 into 0, 0. This is first row calculation. Next, third row calculation. Present value 600 minus 2 by 1 by 3 into pivot row element 0. This is 600 minus 2 by 1 by 3, 6 into 0. That is 600. So here observe, for this row calculation, minus 6 is fixed. You just replace this value and this value. Okay. This is 600. Next, for S1, just replace 0 in 1. So 0 minus 6 into 1, minus 6. Next, for S2, 1, 1 by 3. Replace 1 in 1 by 3. 1 minus 6 into 1 by 3. 3 2s, 1 minus 2, minus 1. For S3, replace minus 1, 0. Minus 1 minus 6 into 0. So minus 1. Okay. So this is the tabular form. Now find delta J values for non-basic variables. So for S1, CB, this column into this column, minus this value. So here also observe, we have minus m term here. Okay, so we can calculate just minus m term only. Okay, we can neglect the other terms. Okay, right. So minus m into minus 6, that is 6m. Minus m into minus 1, plus m. Minus m into minus 1, plus m. Okay, and this is objective function value. Right. Now verify the optimality condition. So here m coefficients all are positives. 6m, m, m. So all these are positive terms. So all delta J greater than or equal to 0. So optimal condition is satisfied. So the present solution is optimal. Is it correct? So observe the solution. Observe the solution. What are basic variables? x2, x1, x8. So here in the solution we have one of the basic variables in the solution with the positive value. X8 value is 600 with positive value. Okay. So in the final solution, one of the artificial variables appear with positive value. That means the problem has no feasible solution. So one of the artificial variables, XA2, is in the solution with positive value. So problem has no feasible solution. Why? What is artificial variable? We are adding the artificial variable in the equation. So that violates the equality of the equation. So to compensate that equation in the final solution, that artificial variable must be 0. Suppose it is not 0, it is positive. To maintain the equality, at least one of the other variables, other decision variables is negative. Okay, that means the solution is infeasible. Okay, so in this case the problem has no feasible solution.